Indiana Fever, HC, delivers reality check to Caitlin Clark's teammates after LA Sparks close loss. Remember when people mocked this guy for celebrating their win over the Sparks, saying it's a bottom team? Funny how that narrative flipped when the Fever dropped their second game. And the why for Fever is simpler than we thought. It's something that they have been battling time and again this season, a lack of discipline and hence inconsistency. It's the only way to explain how they snapped a 3-game winning streak against the second worst rank-combined team in the league. Although another reason could be fatigue, because Indiana has played 9 games in 18 days. However, their HC wasn't in the mood to make up any excuses. In the post-game presser, White didn't take names, but she did make one thing clear. Sometimes we have to live with the fact that great players make good plays. At the end of the day, we have to be more disciplined. We bailed them out by fouling. Although if you watch the action live, it's not hard to tell that White was calling out Natasha Howard and Aari McDonald, mostly for the personal and shooting fouls they made, especially towards the end of the fourth quarter. Sparks went to the line 5 times in the last 3 minutes, racking up points. Moreover, the great players Kelsey Plum, Zora Stevens, and Rickea Jackson did not leave any gaps at all. At 2:34 in the 3Q, Plum hit a 26-foot three-pointer to take the lead back, 70-67. Then, with just 1:31 remaining in the 4Q, Rickea Jackson made a tough 3-foot shot and drew a foul on Natasha Howard. Howard, she converted for 1. That's the exact kind of great play by a rising star that Coach White refers to. Finally, at the 0:34 mark, Stevens iced the game by hitting a pressure free throw to push the lead to 89-87. However, we doubt that the results would have been different had Caitlin Clark been on the court last night, because they have been here before. Just last season, the Fever somehow felt the last-ranked wings. Even though Caitlin Clark played and set a new single-game WNBA record with 19 assists, it was marred by lackluster team defense and turnovers. Aaliyah Boston scored a career-high 28 points on 11 of 14 shooting and was the beneficiary of many of Clark's dimes. But nothing was enough to stop them from dropping to 12-15 going, while the Wings moved to 6-19. And then, with or without CC on the hardwood, Fever's habit of folding in crunch time persists, yet they have been looking forward to the reigning rookie's return. Why? The Indiana Fever just played their 5th straight game and 10th this season without Caitlin Clark. She is still out with a groin injury. Earlier this year, when Clark missed 5 games due to a quad strain, the team looked lost and inconsistent. But this time around, things were different, at least at first. The Fever played with way more energy. They were showing a level of teamwork and defensive toughness that had been missing. They even scored back-to-back dominant wins against top teams like the Minnesota Lynx and Las Vegas Aces. It hinted at a real shift in their identity. Head coach Stephanie White pointed this out before the July 5 game, saying, "I think we've found a little bit more of an identity defensively with this group. We're continuing offensively to move the ball a little bit better, to find our spots individually, and I think that that's helped us. But that momentum took a hit when they lost their latest home game to the struggling Los Angeles Sparks, one of the worst teams in the league. The loss was a reality check, because as good as this group's chemistry has been, Caitlin Clark's absence still hurts in close games. White kind of predicted it. I don't know that we're where we're going to be because Caitlin hasn't been on the floor. That's obviously a huge piece for us in what we do. Even while praising the team's improved defense and connectivity, the message was clear. Caitlin Clark is the key to taking the Fever from solid to legit contenders. So second to the second of taking 6 offensive seconds off the clock, 1 second to the second from Caitlin. The foundation's there, but they need their star back to make the jump. The Indiana Fever had come so close. Down by 3 with under 20 seconds left, Caitlin Clark had drawn a double team and dished a slick no-look pass to Aaliyah Boston, who kicked it out to Kelsey Mitchell. The shot looked good. Perfect rotation, clean release, but clanked off the rim. The LA Sparks pulled down the rebound, dribbled out the clock, and escaped Gamebridge Fieldhouse with a 78-75 win. The crowd was stunned. The Fever bench, frustrated but united. But as the players filed into the locker room, it wasn't the missed shots that concerned head coach Christy Sides the most. It was the mindset. And that night, she made it crystal clear. The postgame speech was short. No yelling, no finger pointing, just truth. Christy Sides stood in front of her team, her eyes moving from one player to the next. I don't want to hear about how we almost had it, she said. Not tonight, not anymore. Silence. We're not here to play close, we're here to win. And the difference between good teams and great ones, it's in the details you think don't matter. She paused, then delivered the line that hit hardest. This league isn't going to wait for us to figure it out. Either we grow up now or we get left behind. Reporters noticed a different energy in the press conference. Sides didn't sugarcoat anything. We had every chance to take control, she said, and we let it slip. It's not on one player, it's on all of us. Execution, focus, urgency. You can't teach those in film. You earn them in moments like this. When asked about Caitlin Clark's performance, who finished with 19 points, 9 assists, and 6 turnovers? Sides nodded slowly. Caitlin played hard. She made some great reads, but she also got trapped because we didn't give her the help she needed. This is a team game, and right now, our team isn't doing enough off the ball, period. Inside the Fever locker room, the players felt the weight of her words. Aaliyah Boston sat with her head down, replaying missed box outs in her head. Kelsey Mitchell leaned back in her chair, drumming her fingers against the locker. Caitlin Clark, face unreadable, scrolled silently through the box score. Navy Smith finally broke the silence. She's right, she said. We've been talking about potential since May, but potential don't win you games. Execution does. The message wasn't lost, and it wasn't taken personally. Clark spoke up too. If we don't take this loss and fix something right now, then we deserve the record we have. All of us, including me. The Fever have shown flashes all season long. Clark's highlight passes, Boston's post dominance, Mitchell's clutch shooting. But through it all, they've developed a reputation. Dangerous, exciting, but inconsistent. In other words, beatable. Sides knows that reputation sticks if you let it. We've got a group with more talent than people realize, she said later in the tunnel. But talent only gets you so far. The league doesn't hand out trophies for effort. You have to earn respect.